Hi all, I thought I'd slip in another video in the Evolution of Chess Style series. Let's look at Howard Staunton. I don't want to labour too much the Bourdonnais versus McDonald match. It was a classic match, lots of interesting games there. Just to wrap that much up, the world of chess basically indicates that the Bourdonnais was much more gracious than his predecessor, who was Despachelles. He called McDonald the finest player he had encountered, and basically, in conclusion, switch the iPhone off. While McDonald did not come close to winning, he made a good dent in the score. So maybe he was too persistent in playing the King's Gambit. And maybe, the Bourdonnais was a bit too noisy. Apparently he was quite a noisy person to play. So anyway, moving on from that match, there was a very important character, I think, in the evolution of chess style. Maybe not for direct reasons of his playing style, but the nature of his personality and his organising skill. He organised a classic tournament which saw some of the great combinatory players excel in that, and he didn't win the tournament. So why, in terms of chess though, Staunton earned the right, apparently, for the imaginary title of the world chess champion because he defeated Saint Amant, who was the leading French player and the successor of the Bourdonnais. So he beat him in Paris 1843. And my favourite book, The World of Chess, is a bit unkind to Staunton, saying, he did start the C4, which is the English opening, but it's saying that's not one of his games was worthy of printing. I've looked at this match and I thought this game was all right, by Staunton against Amant. Let's have a look. So Staunton was white, so he played D5, which is a reasonable positional move. Now F5. So we got kind of this funny Dutch defence variation. What is it called? Well, this is labelled Schmidt-Benoni, but there's a specific name for when black plays C5 and F5, which I've forgotten. But anyway, so he plays an early E4, and notes that this is like in the Dutch. There's the Staunton Gambit, isn't there, with a very quick E4. So this is like a delayed Staunton Gambit. I think the clarinet court variation with C5 and F5 actually. Unless I'm mistaken, please someone tell me what the name of this variation is. But anyway, the knight coming to E4, it's a strong knight, and he goes now for light square control, exchanging off the light square bishops. So, and now he does the logical thing, switching plans kind of nicely to play for F4 because black's given him a nice target on E5 to undermine. So he plays first to entrench his knight to E6, so there's evidence of good positional play. Very nice knight on E6, and now he plays for F4 soon. B4 first. so now preparing F4. Finally, yes, here it is, F4, and he creates basically a passed D pawn coming up. Now we've got a passed D pawn. But the pawn's a bit vulnerable, so he now goes in with Queen G5, which is the Rybka move, Queen G5, with a big advantage to white. So knight takes this, queen takes D8. Rook takes this, Queen E7. Queen takes this, Queen E7. So black is in a terrible state. He played Rook D7. And now check, King H6. And now a mate in 4. I wonder if you can spot it. If I give you 10 seconds starting from now. Okay, check. First move is relatively straightforward, bringing the king out. Second move. Actually, there's a range of second moves. So, if you had considered either H4 check, Queen F6 check, or Knight E4 check, give yourself 5 points. Staunton chose Knight E4, and after King H6, can you see the mate in 1? 5 seconds. Rook F4. So yeah, that wasn't a bad game, was it? Was it not worthy of printing? Just a one echo of this match in Paris, 1843. I don't know about the bias of certain books and if they don't like certain players, but it redressed the balance now because it did talk about Staunton's position in chess Well, first rather negatively, to intimidate opponents, potential opponents, and chess players who he didn't like. And he used, apparently, Illustrated London News, became an instrument of this personal vendetta and vindication of the opposition. But anyway, turning the page, swiftly moving on. So why was he important? Well, apart from the English opening which he played, not in this game, you know, the Staunton Gambit, he played, some opening novelties which became, named after him. But the real thing was this tournament in 1851. It was a great exhibition of art and industry. Well, that's apparently what it was kind of titled. So he organised the chess tournament. Sorry, I'm getting this all mixed up. England held a great exhibition of art and industry. And like last year's British Championship, where Liverpool became the centre of culture in the UK, the city of culture, apparently chess back in 1851, Staunton seized that opportunity to organise a chess tournament. So he invited some of the greatest players in Europe. Many declined, but there were some good players, including Anderson and Kh1 a duo which gained chess immortality because they played some really beautiful game, and that was called the Immortal Partie, which is French for game. So basically that was an elimination contest. Staunton was naturally the favourite to win it, but he was knocked out by Anderson in the third round by a score of 4-1. So I think we should look at those games next. And yeah, so in terms of evolution of chess style, he was an organiser. He had a profound impact on actually the Staunton piece design, a very aesthetic design. So things were moving along in chess as, the playing of chess, the fun of playing chess was increased by him. And, he was a good organiser. And, some opening novelties from him as well. So was there a Staunton school of chess? Well, I don't really think it was that big a following. But, some of his games seem to be quite good positionally. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.